A career redefined, the Marc Márquez story, and the inevitable return to Honda. Marc Márquez doesn't share podiums. He doesn't trade victories. He doesn't manage championships. He takes them. He is not Rossi, who ran back crying to Yamaha when the fight got too hard. He made the Desmosedici GP25 kneel, bleed, and obey, and now Marc Márquez runs in the blood and veins of the GP25. That bike doesn't roar without his pulse inside it. He's not adapting to Ducati. Ducati is adapting to him. He has taken the best machine in MotoGP and turned it from a weapon into a slaughterhouse. Every lap, every overtake, every corner exit is another rider's hope being choked out in real time. And the thing is, this isn't even the final form. This isn't the summit. This is Marc enjoying the view before he climbs the next mountain and burns the peak behind him. From the moment he stepped into MotoGP in 2013, the entire sport changed shape. Rookies aren't supposed to win titles. Rookies are supposed to learn. Marc didn't get the memo. He didn't settle in. He kicked the door down, took the crown off Jorge Lorenzo's head, and rewrote the rulebook in blood and elbow grease. Youngest ever Premier Class champion. First rookie champion since Kenny Roberts in '78. 6 MotoGP titles with Honda between 2013 and 2019. 8 World Championships across all classes. 59 wins, 65 poles, 101 podiums in the top class alone. You can read the numbers. You can list the trophies. But you can't measure the fear. You can't quantify what it was like to see him line up on the grid because you knew, not guessed, not hoped, knew that unless his bike exploded or he got wiped out, you weren't winning that day. This wasn't dominance built on comfort. The RC2130V wasn't a lounge chair. It was a vicious, unpredictable, high-maintenance beast, and Marc rode it like it owed him money. He didn't just hit the limit, he reset it. He made saves that shouldn't exist, dropping his elbow into the asphalt like a stabilizer, holding the bike upright through slides that physics had already given up on. Those saves became so normal for him that fans stopped gasping and just nodded like, yeah, that's Marc. From 2013 to 2019, the man didn't just win, he humiliated the field. Rossi couldn't stop him. Lorenzo couldn't stop him. Pedrosa couldn't stop him. Dovizioso came closest, but close means nothing when Marc's closing speed is measured in broken dreams. Then came 2020. Jerez. The crash, the arm. Not a broken arm you walk off. Not a minor surgery, a career-threatening, multi-operation, years-long nightmare. And while Marc was fighting just to bend his arm again, Honda was bleeding performance. The RC2130V, once a predator, became prey. Ducati smelled it. Yamaha smelled it. KTM smelled it. The sport moved forward without waiting for Honda. And here's where most riders break. Here's where they fade. They say the fire's still there, but the lap times say otherwise. They become names on merchandise instead of names on podiums. But not Marc. He came back too soon, more than once. He crashed again. He had more surgeries. He took wins on tracks where the Honda had no right to win, like Misano 2021, where he out-wrestled a bike that didn't want to turn, didn't want to stop, didn't want to do anything but throw him off. The last Honda win came in October 2021. After that, even he couldn't make the bike competitive over a season. But instead of accepting mediocrity, instead of waiting out his massive contract for easy millions, he did the unthinkable. He cut the deal short. Walked away from the manufacturer that had built his legacy because they couldn't build him a weapon anymore. He took a satellite Ducati ride at Gresini in 2024 on a year-old GP23. That's not supposed to be a title-chasing bike. But Marc isn't supposed to anything. He made podiums, he made headlines, he made factory Ducati riders sweat, and when the dust settled, he was third in the championship. Third, on a bike that was past its prime. That wasn't a comeback. That was a reminder. You can take away his factory seat, you can take away the newest engine, you can take away the comfortable contract, but you can't take away what makes him Marc Márquez. Ducati didn't miss the message. For 2025, they handed him the keys to the factory GP25 and paired him with Pecco Bagnaia, the 2-time champion, the golden boy of Bologna. You could almost hear the PR team planning the friendly rivalry storylines. But there's nothing friendly about Marc in red. The second he climbed on that bike, the grid was finished. 8 wins from the first 12 main races, 11 sprint wins from 12. Bagnaia, for all his skill, standing in the shadow of something bigger. Jorge Martin, still fast, still dangerous, but reduced to chasing a man who's already halfway to the next corner. The rest of the field, they're not racing him. They're surviving him. And here's the killer. Marc's not even content. He's on the best bike in MotoGP. Ducati's dominance is suffocating. In 2024, they won 19 of 20 main races. In 2025, they're on track to do the same. Simon Patterson's easy mode analogy hit home. For anyone else, this would be the dream. For Marc, it's too easy. Because his career has never been about stacking easy wins. It's been about beating the unbeatable. And when Ducati stops being a challenge, he's already looking at the next fight. That's where Honda comes in. And you can roll your eyes. Call it fantasy. Yeah, I'd say he'll never go back. But you don't understand the man if you think that. He didn't leave because he hated Honda. He left because they couldn't give him what he needed to kill. The bond is still there. The respect is still there. And Honda isn't sitting around licking wounds anymore. They're rebuilding. They've brought in Romano Albeziano from Aprilia, Kurt Trieb from KTM. They're shifting from a stubborn Japanese-only philosophy to a hybrid that learns from Europe's dominance. They're fixing the bike's DNA. And when it's ready, they'll need someone to turn it from competitive to championship winning. There's only one name that fits. His Ducati contract runs until the end of 2026. That's 2 seasons to burn MotoGP to the ground, to take every record left standing, to leave nothing for anyone else to claim. Then, mid-30s, still sharp, still dangerous, he walks back into Honda not for nostalgia, but for vengeance. To take the team that the world buried and drag them back to the throne by the scruff of their neck. To end his career not on the most dominant bike, but on the bike he made dominant once before. To prove beyond argument, beyond excuse, beyond any whisper of doubt, that it was never just the machine. It was him. Always him. So the next time someone asks you what's next for Marc Márquez, tell them to shut up. Tell them they're not paying attention. What's next is whatever he says is next. He is the standard. He is the fire. He is the man who made the GP25 kneel and would make the RC Tune 30V rise from the dead if he felt like it. And if you don't like it, too bad. The king isn't taking requests. He's taking trophies.